What's up, guys? We are back in the garage. Today we're going to try to figure out what it's going to take to put a 36mm hub into the MR2 bearing so the Type S axle will actually go in and we don't have to make any custom ends for it. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so I have a RSX Type S hub that I got, just a generic hub. This is for test fitting purposes. So the first thing I did was make sure the CL Type S fit in here, and it does. So the next will be to see if the rotor fits on top of this hub. Okay, so this is the MR2 rotor, the rear rotor, and the only problem I see here is the lip there of the front of the hub. When you put it on, it doesn't sit all the way flush. You can see there's a gap there. So I'm going to measure the rotor and the outer part of this and see how much I would have to take off the rotor here for this to work. Shouldn't be too much. Then it'll sit flush. So we'll just do all these measurements in millimeter. So let's see. So it's 62 millimeter for the MR2. Let's see, man, it's just like 64 millimeter for the Type S hub. So that's no problem. That's easy. That's just 2 millimeter out. So that can be taken care of and no problem. Alright, so now we got to get the hub out of the MR2 knuckle and measure the snout, the height of it, and the width, and see what the difference is, and see if we need to machine that, which I'm sure we will, or if it'll fit, which I don't think it will, because this looks thicker compared to the MR2 one. But alright, let's check it out. Okay guys, as you can see, got the hub out. Now a section of the bearing remained on there, so I'm going to cut this off, clean up the snout of this, and then we're going to get some good accurate measurements off this hub and compare it to the Type S hub, see what we're working with. I did notice when they were laying down side by side here, the RSX Type S is a little bit longer, but that's only because the studs are longer on the Type S than they are on the MR2, so that shouldn't be an issue. So if I set it up like this, yeah, it's just a little bit longer. So I guess it was not the studs. So we'll see about how much longer it is, which if it isn't too much longer, it shouldn't be an issue. As long as it can get into that bearing, that's all that matters. So let's see how big that one is. Let's see, so the Type S one is 45 millimeter, and this one is 43. Let's see the length on this one. The length on the MR2 is 42.4. The length on this one is 40. So it's 2 millimeter longer. It's exactly 40 millimeter. .3, yeah. So it's 2 millimeter longer. But these threads start .7 millimeter into the hub, where these start 20 millimeter into the hub. So I'll have a lot more contact with the spline in this one versus in this one. So I could live with the 2 millimeter difference. So we'll just have to have this machine down 2 millimeter, right? 45, 43, yep. So this needs to be machined down 2 millimeter. Get it. 2 millimeter to 43, right? Keep forgetting. Yeah. To 43. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is get this to fit onto the Type S hub. So it's one less thing I got to do when you get it machined. So all I'm going to do is slowly just take the material out until it fits. Use this bad boy right here. Alright guys, this is how much material was taken off. It's very, very little, and this thing fits perfect. Now it's flush, doesn't move around. You take it off easily, put it on easily. Perfect. All right, now let's do the other side so the rotors are done and ready. All right guys, I got both of the rotors modified now. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I just don't feel like waiting on anybody to make me some custom hubs for this car. And I want to be able to go to the parts store and just pick it up if I need it. Which I should never have to replace this. The only thing I'll have to do is when I replace the rotors is remount the new rotors, but that literally just took me 5 minutes. No big deal. All right guys, so that's gonna end it for this week. But next week I'm gonna be working on the shift bracket and a little sneak peek here. Just got this in from Prank Parts. It's the alternator relocation kit. So we'll be putting that in, but hopefully we get the hub and stuff back in a timely manner so I can verify that it works, which it should work. Should be no issues with that. So I guess until next week, see you then. Bye.
Okay, it's rap pack to my pulse flat. We keep it real, no false rap. I got 4 cars and they all black. Got 4 bras and they all that. We call that ballin'. Doing this is my calling. Flow is so appalling. My phone off and she calling. I'm like, yeah.